This is a product, I believe, that is so unique and so different from anything else out there that I've seen that it's going to blow the competition away, and I'll try to explain why. So we've been through some of these slides before earlier in the day, the COFFEEBERRY, everyone knows about it. We know about the antioxidant effects. Some of these slides are going to be repeat slides, but there's a reason behind that. We know about the green technology. We know about the fact that it's a patented product now. No one can use it but us. Clinically tested. The anti-inflammatory effects are off the hook. This stuff works throughout your entire body. So what some of you may not have known is that, as Dr. Zeeby was talking about earlier today, they actually did some tests on this with patients who, they were having just specifically putting an extract on their skin. Okay? So we're going to go to that. And, as the COFFEEBERRY bean, you know what the history of this. So this is all new stuff. So they started doing some of these studies. And you get past this, you get to the meat and berries. Generally recommended as safe, approved toxicologically. So they did these studies on the skin, okay? You saw this slide earlier. What I think you need to appreciate is how profound an effect, particularly this slide on the far right top. When you reduce that amount of inflammation, all that is inflammatory rosacea, brought on from a number of different factors. It could be skin damage, from sun exposure, from smoking, etc. But this is 6 weeks, when you see that on that follow-up picture, of just the COFFEEBERRY extract, okay? So keep that in mind, because that's important. And of course, you saw this slide earlier, and again, everything you're seeing here is the results of improving inflammation. Inflammation is our enemy. Inflammation is the #1 thing that causes our bodies to disintegrate over the years. Inflammation. You stop the inflammation, you're going to be ahead of the curve. So introducing So Radiant Serum. So what's the big deal? Why is this so different? Okay? Key distinctions of this product. It's unique and highly effective delivery system. We're going to talk about that on the next slide. But that is the key, the way this is delivered. So give an idea. What is the most widely prescribed medication by physicians, not only in the United States, but across the world? Anybody know? Botox. Botox. Well, it's in a physician's office. It is pretty much a prescription. You have to apply it, etc. But why is it so successful? Because it works. You get anything that works, it's going to be successful. Okay? #2, it's highly hydrating, this product. Improves skin radiance, and then the cellular recycling system increases oxygen uptake, and there's no bad stuff in this, no parabens or formaldehyde. And we're getting into some details. This is where it could potentially get boring, so I'm going to try not to make it boring, okay? So the delivery system. As Larry alluded to, delivery is really sort of like in real estate, location, location, location. We've got to find a way to efficiently drive a product into the cell. And we're talking about the skin. Our epidermis is relatively thin, but what we really want to do is try to get stuff down into the dermis. Now, I'm not saying, and we can't say this yet, that this penetrates into the dermis. However, what we can say is that this technology of basically taking all the good stuff, which I'm going to talk about, wrapping it in, let's just call it a sugar-coated donut, and introducing it to the skin, and the skin gobbles it all up. Takes it all in, including all the great proteins, proenzymes, and activating factors that are going to make the big difference in the cell. And what are we trying to do? We're trying, again, to improve cell function, reduce inflammation. You do that, you're going to have a jump start with your skincare. So greater absorption, more product getting into the cell, thus greater delivery. So what are the components of this wonderful new product? Well, obviously COFFEEBERRY. And as we've shown you, just COFFEEBERRY by itself has profound effects on the skin. Profound. The second one, palmitoyl heptapeptide, I could speak to you for an hour just on that. And obviously we can't do that. When I was meeting with the chemist at United One, he was just going on, and my head started spinning too, so I'm not going to subject you guys to that. Number 3 and number 4 are, as they're listed there, Oxygeskin and Cell Detox. We're going to talk about that. COFFEEBERRY, we know, standalone. Evidence is irrefutable. It works, period. Okay? Cell Detox, interesting product. What this does, we have a system in our body called the autophagy system. Autophagocytes are cells that are basically sweepers, cleaners. They pick up all the junk. And then the other cells that help them are called lysosomes. So there's sweepers, and then there's sort of extractors, getting rid of all the junk. When you take this cell detox and you put it into the cells, it increases a marker called LC3. That LC3 increases the productivity and the sort of signaling of these autophagocytes to come in and start doing their deal. And in the studies that I saw, in some cases it was upwards of 50% efficiency with what this system is doing. Reinforces cell detoxification. That's the lysosomes. Lysosomes take, after the sweepers have sucked it up, they shoot it out the door. They get rid of it permanently. This last part, improves skin texture. Now, in the tests that I saw and I reviewed, this was stuff that was done in vivo. In vivo, by the way, means it was in real life, on real patients, not in the laboratory. In vitro means laboratory. In vivo means we did this with real people. They tested this at a 3% concentration solution. This product has 5%. And that's going to be important later. The Oxygeskin is a separate product. That's, again, inside this big sugar donut. All right? That's the cell recognizes it, grabs it up, and then all of these good things go into the cell. The biggest thing to take home about this product, Oxygeskin, is it does something that I've never seen any other product do. I've never even seen it written about in the literature. And that it increases significantly the synthesis of a compound called cytoglobin. Now, I'm sure we've all heard of hemoglobin. That's what carries our oxygen around through our blood. If we have low hemoglobin, we have low oxygen carrying capacity. If we have low oxygen carrying capacity, we get hypoxic. Hypoxic means tissue dies. It's not good. Cytoglobin is the same thing, but for the fibroblast, okay? It's the protein responsible for transporting oxygen to fibroblasts. Okay, here comes the fun science. What do fibroblasts do? They make your collagen. They make your skin. They make all the things that are strong and durable within that dermal system, that epidermis and dermis. So what's happening is we've got these 3 different factors that are combining their effectiveness, okay? Now, I have to share something with you. When I was asked to talk about this, you know, physicians generally are going to be somewhat leery about coming out and talking about something that they have had no personal experience being able to use. And I hadn't because it's so new. So I had to go and sit with the chemist. I had to talk to the people that knew it. I had to look at the science. And then Larry gave me a bottle of this stuff. He goes, I'll give you a sample bottle, Dan, see how it works. I'm thinking to myself, you know, a week? But you look at all these factors combined, and you can kind of in your mind get the picture. This is one of our distributors. This is her using this product on her face for 1 week. 1 week.